I'm still sort of looking for this password. Wondering, should I have, or like,
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
Let's try the password.
Please repeat the password.
Ah, okay.
Received.
Don't worry.
Fortress accident. Thank you.
Tiles on the cube are still.
Okay, so I haven't found, like, I think potential names for the game. I feel like I could have tried them and see if one of them is the password. Is that a fridge inside a bear?
A terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost and the bear's eyes are glowing red.
Oh, could I have stashed the corpse here?
Realistic. Is it taxidermy? The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to
Not even in Kodamis?
A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door.
I'm fine. Well, aside from the fact that it's Monday, I guess.
A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun. The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge. You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Tomorrow night you go again with fire trucking with any company. Are you like a truck driver, a profession? I knew that you played Truck Simulator. That was the one that you also drove trucks professionally. I have an uncle who used to be a truck driver, but he's retired now.
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
Somewhere in the past, it's summer. 5-year-old Fifette lets go of her mother's hand, change jingling in her pockets as she hops towards the ice cream stand right across the plaza.
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice.
I mean... It's a bit big for the fridge, right? They could have like made a smaller ice bear, but I'm not opposed to, you know, making an ice bear shaped fridge.
What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
How warm is it in Austria? So it's getting colder again this week. We've had 31 degrees Celsius yesterday. We've had, I think, 20-something today, and I think we might be dropping down to 10 or so now this week again. So the weather has remembered that it's technically still April. But we've had a week of summer now. We've had a week of summer, and now we are going back to spring.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
I mean, who is paying for the
A
electricity in this
friendly
building
cartoon
anyway?
bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Okay. So I have this note now.
The note
Interact.
is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe.
A brief taste of summer before spring colonies came. Yeah, well, we went from... I mean, we've had a short winter, then we had sort of spring during winter, then when spring came we had a brief period of summer, and now we're going back to spring.
You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Sully Swaff.
Filament memory. Oh, in the ice cream maker, not the fridge. I just wondered because we didn't find anything in the fridge. I didn't know.
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here. That's a plausible hypothesis.
Is that true now?
Really? You don't have a single guess? Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
I think that's coming soon. I mean, maybe we've just sped an entire year. Maybe we're not going back to spring temperatures, but fall, right? So we've had like a short winter, then we have sort of spring and a week of summer. Now we're going to fall. Who knows? Maybe we'll get like two days of snow again as a winter, and then we'll start all over again. Weather's crazy these days.
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
We've had something develop here, memory loss,
Jamais
right?
vu. Derealization. Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
Okay. 1 XP for every orb clicked. Oh, that sounds nice. All intellect learning camps raised by 1. So I get 1 XP just for clicking that orb now? Did I get any XP? Or what does it mean? 36 experience. Yes! I get XP. Oh, this is nice.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Obviously.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Are these any good?
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest. But one catches your eye, a bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others.
Oh, do I have a gun
Take
now?
it. You're a police officer. Police officers carry guns.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
Oh, it's no longer functional?
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache. It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
He likes this find.
Who likes this find? Well, you know, who doesn't like to find a random secret room? And I can sell this. I could sell this if it's no longer workable anyway. Okay, we still need to find the ice cream machine. Ooh.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Submarine.
You slip your fingers under the
like
frozen
the sound
lid,
of them.
but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Equip the pry bar by going to the tool.
I get it, game. You want me to equip a pry bar instead of maybe my chain cutters.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur.
Really? So, a pry bar not strong enough? What do you mean pry bar not strong enough? What sort of pry bar do I need for this?
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Okay, unplug the
Something
plank.
close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
I like purring.
Why did you do that?
It's blank the color formation cosmos. No, because I wanted to get into the ice cream. Like, if this thing is no longer working, wasn't it frozen shut? Wouldn't it, like, now hopefully be accessible easier?
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has one cable missing.
No, I had a reason. I wanted to get into this thing, and it made sense at the time, okay? Probably. Insane mesh tank top plus 1 drama. You know, why not?
This orange machine is dead still. It has
See.
a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly.
I mean, if there wasn't the problem with not strong enough, right?
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
That's so. Look inside the
It's
furnace.
dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs. The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
Interesting.
What are you doing? Wait, really? We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
We should. Also, you know what?
Tiles on the cube as the filament slides out of its glow.
I'm taking this with me for now. So, is there... This is where we came from, right? Postcard.
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This must be where the entity lives. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably came from here.
Not
What an odd thing to do. Nothing happens. As before, this is directly above.
I mean, that's all nice and good, but I don't know how to get in there, I'm afraid. Should I have called out from below? Should we try this?
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. You muster all your strength and yell. Your dehydrated, hungover throat can produce little more than a dry croak. A lifetime of smoking and drinking will do that to you. The chatter from the chimney continues on as before. You seem to have made no impression on whatever's up there. Then again, maybe it's worth actually trying something up there.
Maybe you should let your voice rest, officer. Try again later.
Maybe we should try something up there. Yeah, but... I mean, I guess I could have kept knocking. Could use a better pry bar also. Or maybe this is another way up? Where we can bypass the door somehow? Oh no, this is...
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message, written in the language of burnt rubber.
Okay, somebody crashed in there, then reversed, and then turned. I see.
Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. The driver started there, and then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager. The hole in this fence doesn't look that huge.
Okay, what
The
happened
driver
next?
proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building. Before heading south, must have been in a hurry.
Can't drove through the fence.
You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage-friendly city.
Somehow that makes you feel scared. You don't know why.
I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez. With the jam right here on the roundabout, I would keep them separate.
You
Sure,
could
we don't
follow
really have-
the track south. There seems to be a canal there. See where they went, if you find the time.
I mean, sure, but the canal is, I think, currently closed. Can we talk to her? Probably not. I think that's the woman that we've met earlier anyway. So, we go back here. So I still... I mean, this is tech... Right.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer.
This is a white check
The
you
ice
may
around it
retry.
slowly melting.
So,
The ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty well, but the lid simply won't budge. You see the pry bar's metal handle bending right before your very eyes.
oh, did I just ruin my
Yeah,
pry
well,
bar?
that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advanced tool to get it open. I have no idea, officer. This ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special tool.
That's what you say.
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker.
I mean, we kinda know. We've already found the note, right? What I still haven't found is the password. Have we checked everything down here? I'm afraid so.
As before, this is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. Again, your voice becomes a raspy croak mid-sentence. It's silent in the abandoned office building. No one answers you. Sire, may we suggest something? Think of the yelling into the furnace as a grand performance. Use your chest voice, not your head voice. Sing from the diaphragm. Perhaps it's not such a bad idea. Try it again, son.
Okay, so can I now repeat the check potentially? Maybe I can use a different skill now to hear.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Okay, physical instruments. What do we have that gives us that? Ooh, physical instruments.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace.
72.
coloring it. Something
Yes.
breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
Oh, they're actually talking with us.
you've awakened the entity.
Who's there?
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
Nice.
After you, officer.
Okay, so I don't think we need physical instrument for that conversation. We could go with logic, or we could go with... no, let's go with logic. Let's go with a logic t-shirt. You'll never know when you need some logic. Maybe those guys know the password. Or have a, note somewhere about this password.
Hello. I'm Nia.
Novelty dice maker. Does she make gaming dice?
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Milius.
Okay.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now.
Or maybe it's just a woman making dice.
She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
I assume those are headphones?
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
Ah.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
Yeah, I have knocked on your
How did
window.
you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind? I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
I was looking for something else. Squint your eyes mysteriously answers. No, I just wanna ask you some questions.
Of course, I can see that. I just thought you were a police officer looking for dice. How else
I'm
can I
not
help
ruling
you
it
then?
out.
No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need.
Where are we anyway?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know. But when I arrived
It
here,
sort of
all
is.
the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Creative.
You know what happened to the other tenants?
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind. Rats scuttle in the dark rooms under the abandoned blow dryers and dusty mannequins. Cobwebs cover rotors and radio computers alike. So much failure.
There used to be a hair salon?
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad. It's not about the haircut. It's about the confidence.
Could have been open-minded. I suppose.
I guess it just wasn't the time yet.
What
It
happened to
wasn't
Jim?
really a gym, it was Artemiteps Boxing Club, a community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
How did that
It
work out?
didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
Eventually, the
course I
coalition
would
took
know
away
then.
the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
Lots of the broken windows.
This one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right?
Okay.
Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milias. Who would have guessed?
I see.
What's the snuff milieu?
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Should we ask? Let's
It's a
ask.
Sub Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some
Oh.
people pay good money to get off on it.
Nothing changes in her tone as she says that, as if it's just another piece of information to lay out for the world.
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
Good luck
Good.
with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators. You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs. Anything else?
No, he mostly just did drugs. I have a feeling that describes a lot of people in this city.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
Wait. No, insect rights activists. I mean, what did they do?
The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin and moldy materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
I mean, I don't think you need large scale. I mean, I like some insects. You don't need to farm large scale insects for clothing. That seems weird.
Really? Anyway. They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money.
Oh.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashkor or wherever he is. The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Men like that are a curse.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
They were just props. Why return them?
This is a very interesting building we found there, I guess.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio. They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean by that?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time. Well, I did hear them talking at times. They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
Oh.
She sounds almost mocking when she says that.
That's what I thought. Because when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep up new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic, and to show up to work on time.
She's right. Showing up to work on time is important.
Showing up to work on time is important. Maybe they should have. I mean, if they didn't even manage to show up on time, that's not really a way to succeed. Especially if they had funding from someone and then wasted it all.
Still, not everyone is going to make it. That's the nature of the game.
That's true. I mean, it's possible that they had a great idea. And even if they'd worked harder, they couldn't have made it work. But there wasn't enough funding.
The result is 1 on a 20-sided die.
You know, fun fact, there is like a German role-playing system where the 1 and the 20 is, like in D&D, like a 1 is the worst thing and the 20 is the best thing, right? But there's a German system, das Schwarze Auge, where it's the other way around. So in some systems, a 1 is actually great.
The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes, like snowfall.
Anything else?
Yeah, there was a bear in the center.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here. The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
I'm mildly curious.
What were the other ideas?
There was really just one. And it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth.
Okay.
And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
Yeah, okay, that sales tactic was not a great one.
Ritter does the same thing.
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. At least that's what happened with Revachol ICT. And they already had the bear.
And like, especially if you're trying to sell ice cream to maybe teenagers or so, that's... They probably needed more kids-friendly marketing.
The bear. Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted.
Okay, now that's more of a problem, but I would... Like, if you had, like, a massive bear as a mascot for your ice cream stand, I would get some ice cream there.
Eventually, Revachol ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Glace 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
I mean, I can't comment on the pricing, but I would like a nice caramel sundae. I'm sure the bear was doing its best.
Maybe, because the taxidermist who made the bear definitely wasn't. Doing his job, I mean. He said that the bear was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. Called it Megatherion.
Sounds cool. Why is everyone doing drugs in this place? Even the taxidermist?
I had the same thought earlier, right? Like, everybody here seems to be on drugs. Yeah, let's move on.
I totally understand. Anything else? Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion. The one with an empty name card. It's the last one in the list. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
Okay.
Sure, I'm listening. Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
So, do you know anything about the lynching?
Really. I didn't know him.
But don't you look out into the garden?
Who cares about the dead body? Ask her about the curse already.
I sort of did.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook. Then The woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, Detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
What daily ruckus?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard.
Like?
During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
She's heard of the murder, but did not see it, sire.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
You know, took your eyes off the work to look out the
I might
window?
have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness.
It's
light here, but dark in the yard at night.
It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside.
I
Besides,
suppose.
I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone. It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
She nods.
Anything else, officer? I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true. Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
In that way, there are hardly any customers and just explode here in order to keep it coming going. Seems to be saying,
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the Whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
I think well, either the way to just to go off when customers have trouble paying a base. That's all my fault! Yeah, it doesn't look like it's cursed.
And then there is me. I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
There are many inconsistencies
I
here.
was just about to ask, what do you think? Do you think the curse is real?
No, I just wanted to get inside the building and I needed a token to give him
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
Clearly.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring. But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
You wouldn't know the
That's
password
all
by
she
any
has to
chance
say
for
on the
the...
subject. She's been thorough and truthful, as far as we can see.
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Cobalt? Why would you want the dice out of cobalt?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Really, roleplayers are nice
Some
people.
of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items.
If I wanted to order a die,
Tell me what you have in mind.
I mean, I have no idea. What's your most extraordinary die?
A star that fell from the firmament? Those cost more than 7 real. Are you sure?
Yeah, that's not worth
Maybe
it.
some other die then. I think I have just the right one for you.
Police
Okay.
colors.
Because I'm a police
Not the
officer.
most original, I know. But sometimes the obvious choice is obvious because it's best. Here, catch. They're a gift from me.
A beautiful woman tossing you a gift. Whatever you do, don't overthink it.
Totally overthinking it.
You overthink it. Your hands can't agree what to do, and the 2 dice drop to the floor and scatter in opposite directions, like pearls from a broken string. The blue one disappears down the pit in the center of the room.
Ah, down the drain, like your career. I apologize, officer. That comment was unnecessary.
Pick up the red die.
That one is made of bloodstone with a lapis lazuli.
Well, you know, I
inlay.
got 1 die.
The other one was the inverse. They were a set, you see, but now the set is broken.
I broke into it, it's fine.
It's a shame. They might have brought you luck. And you definitely need luck in Martinez.
Yeah, Robbie.
Is she pitying you? Good God, she's pitying you.
Makes sense.
Now, was there anything else?
A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment, it almost feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere.
Didn't we already talk about this? What are you talking about? My address is exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Guilain 10.
I just wanted the experience for the
No,
check.
The
Oh,
old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruins swallowed up. Yet it has a different address in the heart of the city.
it's Space Workshop, I suppose.
This doesn't make any sense. Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from?
From the desire to get skill check experience.
You're right. I should take a trip to the roof once the snow is gone. Does it mean that I'm safe from failure?
Don't let her become complacent. She still needs to ward her soul against the evil forces.
Everyone's already safe from
She
failure.
starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away the exhaustion from her face.
Do you know what this is?
It's like a regular piece of jewelry.
It's a mourning ring. I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Delta Commerce Center, built with the little I inherited from my parents. I drove it into the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan. It wasn't just the jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the world that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed.
Well, you also need a plan,
And
I
now you're
suppose.
telling me what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney?
Call it dump, you've made it nice and
Yeah.
cozy here.
Or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. It's such a precarious place. Nothing ever works out the way you want it. That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be, you can try again. Still, there is something inherently violent even about dice rolls. It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears. Some alternative ending or an entirely different world.
Yeah, when I, like, you remember when I lost my dice roll in your conversation earlier and I lost the dice?
But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer.
Wow, you work hard.
I
Oh,
do?
Yes, you hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
What work do I do
Look at
exactly?
yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride.
Right till I die.
That's just what it's like. Life and death. But you got gills on your side, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco-Negros and the Solas.
I have
ain't
no idea
easy,
what this is talking
but
about.
you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop and a sprinter and a money
This is going
hunter.
to lead to a new fort, right?
Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself,
I'm not about to shoot myself in my mouth because I've lost my gun.
are you rich?
No.
That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that?
Drugs? Alcohol? Probably. System's broken. Market for corrupt cops on. Drunken taxes.
Because of the taxes, G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze.
Look, if I'm a police officer, I'm being paid by the taxes that I collected, so...
Our tax is almost non-existent in the Gotham estate, that is Revachol. You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax. This tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus,
Sure.
there's the stuff people in other countries pay for that makes them ask for more money from you here. The Gotham estate's a myth. In total, the coalition government is taking 98% of all your money.
We're free market fundamentalist now. Yeah, that's...
What
No.
are you, a racist? Don't be a racist. Be a cool immigrant, ultra-liberal free market advocate. Ride or die. Keep it street.
Go away, fort. This is not a fort we need. Actually, I have quite a few forts that I could throw in, so... The precious word. Seems like a point of this game is victory, the absence of defeat on all fronts. Victory in business ventures and creative undertakings. I mean, I don't have a slot currently, but that's a thought we could consider, I guess. I mean, I just need more experience. It's a common problem, I guess. Sadly, I still haven't found the password for this. I still haven't found a better crowbar yet to do the other thing. Maybe we just leave again here. Now I can stop holding this. Oh, I can sell the die. I'm afraid there is no way to recover the die, right? Alcohol, Commodore, and No, I don't wanna carry booze. You know what? We're gonna carry our... I can actually, you know, turn in some of that stuff. Now, what can we tell her?
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
The dark
Yes,
sarcophagus.
yes. How was it?
Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
Was the channel house of failed business enterprises leeching life energy from the bookstore? Should I really go for that?
I knew it. Oh, such horrors that have been thrust upon us. But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity?
Yes.
A novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
Shall I tell her that should I tell her the truth, or should we go more into the dramatic? Not the sorceress. I'm not sure if
I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse?
The narrative she's built herself, it does need tearing down. She's squeezing on the pendant too tight. A drop of blood in her palm. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her.
Well, I mean, my mind has a lot to say about this.
Perchance you ought to just lie, sire.
Okay, so should I just try to convince her that there is no curse? Or should I just lie? So we're not going with no answers yet. No, the last two are out. So either I tell her the truth, that there is no curse, or I tell her the taxidermist's shown. Can we convince her to be reasonable? I mean, just don't say you don't have any answers yet. We're not going to that. Okay, she built herself, it does need tearing down. Yeah, maybe we'll just go with that.
Too many inconsistencies. What kind of talk is that?
Good luck persuading her. Some people can rationalize anything.
I am not doing as well as it looks like I am. I only have my Simone's wards to thank for the protection they provide. Yes, because her business consists of the psychic leech that's been feeding the curse. I see that you've fallen for her manipulation, Detective. The investigation is over. I just hope that you haven't made anything worse by going in there.
Or should I have
Thank
told
you
her
for
the
nothing.
taxidermist instead?
Please, do buy some books, or be on your way.
Wow. Total psychic collapse between you two right now. There was never any other way this could have gone. She's just too far gone into her own mind.
Oh, shame.
I am sorry we had to disappoint you, ma'am. Can we go now?
The shop around you feels ancient suddenly, damp and saturated by the coastal air. The books are rotting. A great cold lives here, and there too. 1,200 meters away, on the urban coast, the dark shape of a church is reflected on the water, calling.
Interesting. Well, we got some experience out of it. So I could actually unlock another slot. I was thinking about that thought, but first we need to I think we need to talk about the reality again. All of those Bubbles give me experience. I love the thought that I gained previously from talking to this woman. So we will see if we can ask her some more about them. And how are we doing anyway? 50. I need 50 more skill points. I mean, you know, they're slow coming, though, experience points, but they're coming.
Good. What can I
Got
help
some
you with?
questions about
More
reality.
lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day.
Oh,
Go
come on.
ahead, ask me anything.
97.
What is all of this? The scent, the sound, the air.
What world? The only one, I suppose. The world of matter. And its pale antipode.
The camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water.
What do you
Great
see?
bodies of water. Forest-covered surfaces. Clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen the montage. We all have. This world is enough.
A frisson lifts the hair on the back of your arm. Wind sweeps the surface of the bay.
The wind is sweeping the
world is a
waters.
suzerainty of Revachol.
Oh, I know she was... I'm not sure how many voices I have in my head, but it's pretty crowded.
There is a term of endearment they coined for it in the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world, discovering more and more of it, these archipelagos included. Elysium. It does. There are those who would call it hell. A term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesk petro-fascists.
I feel like I've got the whole picture
Oh.
here.
You want a picture of the world? There is no complete set yet, dear. They're having some trouble reaching orbit. Great things are difficult to achieve. For now, we're viewing the world from the inside, sideways. We used to think it was a sphere, but that is beginning to look less and less likely by the day. You wouldn't know it from the tabloids, but the ORG nations have been launching weather balloons into the lower ionosphere since the 30s.
ORG, Occident Revachol Grad.
There's
Okay.
a steadily increasing trickle of images. Between the big three scientific contributors, they're piecing together a dark grey corona.
A what?
Yes. Pale covers 72% of the surface. There are grey flares and prominences, even
What's
arcs
pale?
above entire isolas. The images are blurry, but if there was a sphere in there, it certainly looks like it fractured a long time ago.
A cold fear seeps into you.
Yeah, the pale?
They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet. Or, to speak more plainly, imagine vast swathes of land disrupted by nothingness. I am sorry, dear. It must sound quite terrifying through the acute encephalopathy. Even scientific positivism isn't entirely convinced about what we're dealing with here.
It looks like the world is pretty fucked up.
But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out of our rut, bring us together, however naive it may sound. You have misimagined it. I don't have the power to convey to you the effect and geometry of the images that depict our world from below low orbit. It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. Very disco. You'd love it.
You should say it's
See?
disco.
Everyone finds something worth holding on to in this world, however
can't.
wasted its opportunities.
The cold seeps into you. The air is heavy with 80% humidity. Suddenly, You're conscious of yourself standing there, on whatever this all is. Your arms hang down by your sides. The lieutenant observes you both, silently. He adjusts his glasses.
The Pale is not, technically speaking, part of reality.
Oh, so this world has some supernatural
Yes.
stuff.
Also, I think we've had enough excitement for today. We do have a case to attend to.
Yeah, I mean,
His voice is low, but firm. All she can say is,
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else.
the
Okay,
lieutenant
then.
glances at you from the corner of his eye. You could sneak back later when the lieutenant is not here, unless you can convince him to step aside.
Glad to have been of assistance.
So I need volition. Good evening, Tom. Welcome back. Do I have something that gives me volition? I'm afraid I do not.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Let's talk some more
More
about
lessons in
reality.
basic reality?
See,
My
Kim
favourite part of the
trusts me.
day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
Is what you want to do. But should you? He expressly stated you shouldn't hear about it. What if it renders you mad? Or catatonic? Or makes you lose your memory?
I mean, a double one is the worst you can roll. So, yeah.
Yes?
Well,
Glad
we
to have been
shall...
of assistance. The little that I know.
You know, maybe we can return without Kim. Is the butler behind the murder? Hey, the butler. I don't think we found a butler yet. But it's probably, you know, Reverend Green with the handle holder in the kitchen or something like that. It's been a long time since I played Cluedo. So I think I've been down here. Certainly on the face cam. Yeah, this is like... I mean, I saw you comment on YouTube. I'm not sure if you've seen the entire video. So essentially, you are like a detective and you wake up from an sort of drinking adventure. And you can't even remember who or what you are. And now you're trying to solve a murder by trying to piece back who you actually are. And what's going on around you. It's a pretty fun game, I would say. So the bridge still isn't down yet.
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. Two ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted.
Okay, 97% chance.
Judging by the size
go.
of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle.
Oh, it's the car that drove into, like, the fence.
These look like the same tire tracks I saw earlier, in front of the whirling rags.
Exactly.
Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour. The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack.
Okay.
The panel served as a takeoff ramp.
You need to go back and watch from the start. I mean, not necessarily, I suppose. So essentially, I can give you like a brief summary. So, the main character, and it's me, I'm a detective. And this is this is a unique world, so this isn't really on like Earth or so. And, yeah, we should pen again. And the thing is, I'm in a district that's a bit lawless. There was a man hanged, and we're trying to figure out like who killed this man and then hanged him on a tree.
The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it.
And I mean, I didn't really spoil much, just essentially told you sort of the story, I guess, what this is about. And if this is connected, what we are currently investigating, I'm not sure if this is connected to the murder, but we found like, we are investigating a car that apparently a bit of mishap.
The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal. The salmon and butter billboard still looks freshly painted, suggesting it took the plunge recently.
How
within
recently?
The past 72 hours.
So we can't get to the other side yet because that bridge seems to have trouble and they haven't repaired it yet. So maybe soonish?
Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast.
Was I driving it? Let's hope not.
There are two good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linear G22.
Look, I know this looks like the kind of driving I would be doing.
It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage.
I've no idea what a Caprice 40 is, but my character seems to know.
Is a very popular model, with bank clerks, topping pie delivery drivers, secondary school teachers, cops, strippers dressed as cops, undressed strippers.
What's a topping pie?
Very sturdy but light motor carriage. More likely than most to survive that jump. The Linear G22 is not a particularly popular model due to its peculiar proportions, which the manufacturer's design team probably thought about for too long. You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure. The lieutenant looks on, waiting for you to wrap up your analysis.
Oh, does he want to talk with me?
Any theories about what happened here?
Looks like someone was in a real hurry. Reckless traffic.
What kind of car do you think it was?
Maybe a Caprice?
That's quite likely, from what I can tell.
Do I have an idea?
Oh.
Someone dangerous. Someone really cool. No, I
We are
don't
not
really have
traffic
an
cops.
idea.
Should we get back to the murder?
You should bring this driver to justice. Should we? Maybe.
If we must.
I'm not expecting him to get far with this, the lieutenant consoles himself.
Look, I'm getting sidetracked with quests, so we kind of have a murder investigation going, and I have a few tasks like sing karaoke. But look, this is this department after 21, but wasn't it like tomorrow? They specifically say tomorrow and not tonight. Run the armor colony is back in a day and we need to pay rent. We need to pay rent at some point. So I need to get to the other side for one of my other quests too. What shall... So... Yeah, we can't do that, we need to go to the other side. Without Kim, so I need to drop Kim at some point. Like, probably after he goes to bed, right? Then I can leave and do this. That needs to be later. Armored gloves. Ask got any fishing, which we can't go there yet. We need to go to the other side for those. Track down your bench. We have no. Who put clothes in the rush? We don't know either. The tattoos. Keep searching for the cellar. Explore the whirling secrets passage. Don't think I've got a key for them yet. Okay, we can talk with Kono. I mean, I don't actually want to give him drugs, mind you. Or maybe we can. There's probably no way to convince him to not do drugs. Also, do you think like he knows like the password? Good evening, Josh. I still need a password for the cube that I found. I took care of the truck situation.
Alright, so you got Kuno's kilo. Here is how we do it. First, you give Kuno Kuno's kilo, then Kuno gives you half back. That's how we split it. It's the best way, street way.
No, I'm not giving you drugs.
Alright. Kuno knew you'd try that sneaky pig shit on him.
Tell him, Kuno!
Kuno's got brains. This shit doesn't surprise Kuno. So Kuno's gonna give you one more chance. Know this, pig. Shit is major.
Major fucking choice, pig.
Kuno won't take this shit lightly. The pieces are moving, pig. This is fucking domino shit.
Okay.
It's hard to see how not giving a boy a bag of amphetamine would cause some catastrophic cascade response. Hard to see, but easy to feel. Somehow, this will change things.
Really?
Tick, 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 tick. Decision time. What's it gonna be? You gonna fuck the Kuno?
No, I'm not giving you drugs, boy.
Alright, you fucked the Kuno. Everybody, Kuno got fucked by his pocket pig. Just when we getting our business on, the pig throws it all away.
I told you he can't be trusted. I told you. I told you he'd steal the shit.
Relax,
I've confiscated
we got plenty of Kilo underground, in the tree. This ain't about that. This is about you and Kuno. You mismanaged this shit. Now everything is fucked between us. How are you gonna make this up to the Kuno, huh?
There is genuine disappointment below the act, sire.
I mean, yeah, it looks like he knows a very easy life.
Kuno's life? Kuno's got plans. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we got plans.
Really?
6 meters underground, below piping from before the war, the collapsed remains of the Martinez storm drain system. There are 2 stolen flashlights with piles of batteries next to them, beside 2 bedrolls, in the dark and opening into the lower tunnels.
Really?
Yeah? How the fuck are you still alive, pig? What?
His posture changes. The swaying rooster motion stops for a second. Then he gets it going again, reorienting himself.
Fuck right. Kuno's dad was sleeping like a bum. Kuno told you. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything. Fucking breaking and entering shit. That's nothing to Kuno's dad.
Okay.
You got lucky, pig. Kuno knew this. Kuno's fucking violent fiend dad's been drinking hard lately. Kuno knew you have a way in. Narrow window. Kuno window. Yeah, Kuno's dad is fucking nothing. Fucking coma shit, stroke shit. Kuno's dad is so fucking violent. He's had a stroke many times. Shit. Kuno's gonna have one too. Gonna be just like Kuno's dad. Speed shit, crime shit, fucking on the bed. Kuno's gonna go out like Kuno's dad. Revachol West style.
Stop saying all
This
this
kid
sad
needs some
shit,
professional
Kuno.
help.
Fuck are you talking, sad? Kuno's got hard shit, death shit, nothing shit.
You don't have to turn into them.
Get your fucking nun-ass out of here before Kuno fucks it dead. You think 'cause you took Kuno's speed, Kuno's gonna sub like a turn into... Kuno ain't turning into shit. Kuno is that shit.
Kuno won! Oh, you won, Kuno!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so fucking what? Fuck are you talking to Kuno about that kiddie shit?
He's trying to fuck you again.
Fuck out of here. Kuno knows it's fucking lame. That's why Kuno changed it. Kuno can change his name into anything. Gonna change my name into...
Okay.
Don't change your name into that, Kuno.
Fuck right there where? Fucking 3 years or some shit.
Bunch, I don't think he will. That's no place to live. Wait, wasn't the well, at least the guy in the union claimed he was building a shelter for kids. Well, I mean, that's a future thing, right?
Yeah, that's right. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about that electricity and light shit. Just wants to pound on people and drink.
That's no place to live.
It's a shithole. Kuno's gonna move underground, Leroy shit, ancient shit. Kuno's gonna live in a fucking catacomb.
It doesn't sound like a great plan.
Tomb, Kuno.
That didn't change shit, pig. That only made things worse. Fucking social worker shit. It doesn't work, pig.
It doesn't work, Kuno. Only our shit works.
She must repeat it. Use every chance to confirm that version of reality.
Well, we tried. We tried. I don't think he likes us now. But we got experience for it, so there is that. So I could level something up, but what? I mean, I like, obviously, the intellect stuff. That's why I have a lot of intellect. But we're doing so far so well with intellect checks. I could, of course, kill the thing again that I needed to convince him to go away. My character must be a true pacifist at heart. I'm not sure. I think my character is a true drug addict at heart. So I could internalize that thought. I had already considered it. I'm thinking that I might get another thought if I manage this skill check with her. Actually, what skill check was then? Could we try that again? It was... I could try an authority challenge against Titus, but I don't think I'm gonna manage then. It's volition. If I spec'd into volition, I could try that again. Hold yourself together, keep your moral up. Wait, if I healed my moral, could I retry that check like that? Wait, was there a fault? I mean, I healed my moral. I mean, it would be easier than having to dash Kim if I could do this.
You're back. Good. What can more lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Glad to have been of assistance.
Okay. I'm not sure if it's the best use of it, but you know, I think it also gives me, now I have 4 morale, so I'm a bit more resilient against bad news.
All around you, rain keeps falling down. On the wooden boards she's standing on, and on the water around you.
Very rugged. Good choice. Now, I suspect you had questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day. Am I more lessons in basic reality?
Come on,
My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
83%. I'm gonna get another drink before we ask her then, so I'll be right back. I'm back. Come on, 83%.
Good idea.
There
Just
you
ask
go.
him. He won't make a scene.
Fine.
See? What can he do? You're a grown man.
Cheers.
Are you sure you're sure? Your colleague seemed adamant.
Yeah, it's fine.
The Pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, Detective. The separative tissue between the islas. It is the inter-islary mass.
What's an isola?
Isla is a Messinian word for a continent of matter, enveloped on all sides by the Pale. Also, isolation, or landmass. We used to believe there was only one. In the last 4 centuries, we have discovered 7. Windy, Seol, Samara, Ilmara, Grad, Katla, and this, Insulinde. An oceanic isla. It comprises mostly of water. Muindi is the largest, Katla the coldest, Insulinde the bluest. What can I say? Each is perishing and dear.
What's the Pale like?
Odorless, featureless. The Pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not like any other, or anything in the world. It is the transition state of being into nothingness.
So how do you get from those
The
continents?
negation of being.
That's right. The negation of being.
Is it
No,
here?
Detective. We're safe. It begins there, 6,000 kilometers to the north, and even more to the south, east, and west. You are in the middle of the Isla.
As your gaze instinctively turns north, a small black pit opens up in your stomach.
Yes. That is enough. Many cities are built much closer. An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the Pale. Rolling. Evaporating even. A great vision. The area of transition between the world and the Pale is called Porch Collapse.
Okay.
Imagine a grey coronal mist, cold vapor marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism, a mold that's adapted to grow at the edge of the unrest, It's the most disco thing you will ever see.
Well, at least it's disco.
It's difficult to describe, or even measure. Something whose fundamental property is the suspension of properties. Physical, epistemological, linguistic. The further into Pale you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension, right down to the mathematical. Numbers stop working. No one has yet passed the number barrier. It may be impossible.
How do we get from Isola to Isola?
It is so difficult for us.
A squall of birds. Hardware operating in the harbor. Firm. Self-evident.
It is possible to force dimensions on the Pale. In modern times, we can even compress its latitude, bouncing radio waves from one end to the other, shortening the path.
This is a very interesting word here.
But it is still hard for humans to navigate the Pale without getting lost. Or having our minds damaged.
I can damage the mind.
Extensively. Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. Others argue that Pale somehow consists of past information that's degrading, that it's rarefied past, not rarefied matter. They call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics, but also the laws of psychology, maybe history even. The human mind becomes over-radiated by past.
I think that sounds a little bit like sort of technobubble.
Who says and who argues?
Does this over-radiation feel like?
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travellers to 6 days of Pale exposure per year.
It's more for her. Way more.
You're not a civilian
No,
passenger.
nameless detective of the Citizens Militia. I am a member of the Entropanetic Business Class. I'm cleared and trained for 22 days of Pale transit annually.
Someone else you've met may have been exposed as well. The strange grey-haired woman in her lorry.
I suppose.
Yes. Carried in the hulls of airships. It's a horrific job. Automation will abolish it soon.
You should ask the Pale driver about this. See what she says.
Probably.
That poor woman must have stories to tell, like you wouldn't imagine.
Up to my gills, officer. Entropanetics is the scientific study of the Pale, or a recent iteration of it by way of Grad. The study of the Pale reaches back 6,000 years. The Pericarnassians called it the Western Plain.
They had not traveled the entire circumference of the Pericarnassian Super Isola. It was not merely in the west, it was everywhere, even then, surrounding them.
There are signs of pre-modern crossings. Successful navigation of the Pale relies not just on technical know-how, but intensive psychological preparation. Some of these tactics have been known for thousands of years.
Interesting.
Nothing. We remain powerless before the Pale. The only real advance in Pale transit is the speed with which an aerostatic craft can pierce it. Less exposure leads to less effects later.
I suppose.
Hybrid airships, Detective. Conventional rotors or jet engines no longer add velocity after the point of reference for motion is suspended, once you've crossed from near Pale to far Pale. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end. If we throw them precisely. Then they don't.
Well?
Gone, like a skipping stone beneath the surface.
The Pale outweighs reality 2 to 1. There is more Pale than there is matter, and the ratio is slipping.
Oh, that does sound bad.
What do you think, Detective? Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of the Pale is that it is expanding at an unknown rate. An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the Pale will cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to extremists.
Yeah, that
Most
sounds
people,
bad.
and indeed most private and government sector organizations, entire civilizations and religions even, find handy ways to ignore or downplay that knowledge.
Yeah, I suppose if your future is doomed, but after your lifetime, most people are just ignoring. It's like, yeah, that's somebody else's problem.
I suggest you do the same.
Off we go. You see the hanged man's mouth open.
One and all. They say Pale is death, but for the universe.
Why should we just leave, and the world get left behind?
Yes, sweet reality. But before we do, tell me, Detective, is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything?
It's alcohol fumes and blanket. Sometimes it sends make shadows of a past and it's not good, yeah.
Then tell me, what do you think of the Pale?
Will end our life. The advance can only be stopped with immediate total ruthless coming. Continue to persist at all is a testament of our faith in one another. No, it's terrifying. Let's go with it's terrifying.
Mm-hmm. You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't know even this, then...
Yeah, I mean, what's detective work against learning basic things about the world? This investigation will be my masterpiece. It'll be a fucking disaster. It's under control.
I hope so. I truly do. If I may suggest, hold on to your colleague, Kitsuragi. I ran a check on him and he is very competent. You have me. I will assist you in any way I can, even if we have to do it one basic term at a time.
Good. You have not passed out from it. Perhaps I worried for nothing. Are we still on the reality lowdown, or should we do actual police work now?
Alright, let's go back to work.
Good luck, detectives.
So I don't think I gained another... But temporary research bonus, all red checks fail. Research time for... Ooh. Do I need a red check in the next 4 hours? Well, we'll throw down a save, but... Okay, we'll internalize that for it. So, no red checks in the next 4 hours. It's fine. We can make it work. So I now have a potential conversation with the lorry driver who seemed quite absent. Or anything more that I can do here?
An old monument stands in the middle.
Doesn't look like it. Please tell me there isn't a red conversation option, no?
The woman is still hunched over the railing.
Huh? What is it? What do you want?
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
You hear that, Loman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
The roads you drive are unusual. Maybe pale, one could say.
Some of them. Some of them are like home to me now. I would say the routes I drive are usual to me. Lomonosov's Land, Udashnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain.
A terrible cold comes over her, rattling her teeth as she stares inward.
The Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. Adestradas do Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches. Where the bluebirds fly.
I'm an expert in blacking out.
You're right, Loman. I'm the one who should take my health more seriously. Thank you for looking out for me.
A correct appraisal. You're quite shabby.
Is that all you woke me up to say? And what is that?
Great. He asked the Pines rep about the pale, and now he's talking to everyone about it.
Oh.
Fine then. Just try not to black out again, and don't contemplate. We don't have time for that.
But I like contemplating. Or drawing existential conclusions from this. Oh no, just for detective work. That's all I needed it for now. Everything's related to the pay. Oh no, we're doing this for detective
That is
work.
exactly what I didn't want you to do. Ma'am, my partner wanted to know if you work in pale transport.
No offense. But your partner? Seems like a bit of an idiot.
Republica. A filterless cigarette from Misk.
Neither is spell transportation. Life is transitory. Like Gabriel Buenguerro in Pergunte a Poeira. You're the opposite of me, then. I remember everything. Even things I never knew. The smell of liquor on Gabriel's lips after the shoot. In the motor park. The roses on the day of Franco Negro's coronation. On the grand stairs of Ryle. The smoke from the Fowling Piece when Dolores Day was shot.
You wouldn't remember who killed like the guy in the tree, would you?
The look on her face, like an orgasm. The wound in her chest. My hand in my father's hand. Except I never had a father. And I never shot her innocent Dolores Day. Heroic doses, Herifia. Heroic. Thought insertion? Dithering? The Grad Catala Magistral? It's more than dangerous. It's sad. But at first I had to make a living. Now, when you've seen it all go away like that, rolling off like the sea, and then come back to this? What are we doing here? For thousands of years, Gabriel. It doesn't have to be like this. We can just give up. We can just become a vapor.
It doesn't sound like a good idea.
Like looking into the ocean at night, in the dark. You cannot see it, but you know it's there. And it's big, bigger than anything. Bigger than all the other things combined. Nothing. Until it starts. When you are deep enough. Then, for me, it's like autumn. Dark, gray, and orange. The orange of street lights and the color of streets and electric light. It smells like autumn too. It smells terrible.
Nostalgia. Cooped up in the cabin, shaking. Terrible nostalgia. For yourself. For humans. It's too much to bear. She loves it.
In the belly of an airship, behind the cell windows. So you don't look straight into it. It's not advised to look into it.
She totally looked into it.
No, the same one, a roller. They all are nowadays. Special wheels for connecting to the floor of the hold.
You say we can just become vape, huh?
Yes.
No elaboration.
They say there is a point, one that I have not crossed. In the Pale, super deep. If you stray too far, of course, on the U41A, or in Lomonosov's land, where every step you take is one step further from home, no matter the direction. It's a point you cannot come back from. Your mind becomes so radiant with the past, there is a flip. Instead of writing, it erases memory, nearing some kind of indescribable finale. Maybe you've been down the motorway south. It's a story as lone horsemen tell. Lone horsemen, Sheriff, not Pale drivers. Way beyond the established Pale that's lit by radio frequencies, where it goes silent and dark, and the process begins, erasure, kilometer by kilometer, in any direction. The motorway south is a road you cannot come back from.
I mean, that would be an interesting plot twist if I didn't lose my like all of my entity because of the drinking, but because of the Pale. Although the drinking was probably a problem.
No one knows what's at the end. I've only glimpsed the beginning. I've only felt it in the distance when I was a child growing on the leg. Josiana.
There is nothing more to do now. She's far away. She is receding in the clutches of some indescribable scattered emotion. A child descending.
You've fried both your brains enough for today, Detective.
Yeah, maybe we need the emotional support cat now. See, an emotional support cat would always bring you back to reality. Because they'd be hungry and they'd claw and bite you until you feed them.
Let's get some air. This one's far gone.
The motorway south. Research time 8 hours. That's a lot of research time. And I don't have a slot. And can't dominatrix. Why not both, you know?
Went native on the chief, huh? Those ballerina antics were reckless. Should have just punched him in the throat again. Let's talk about our right to work. When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people. Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is totally hired. And not an actual worker.
His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence. He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what.
Could this be one of the mercenaries?
He's been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
What's it to you? Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this fighter for jobs. He seems a more brutal, cunning, and suspicious person. Just a hunch. Or you just might be paranoid.
Red James Jeans, thank you for the lovely raid. Much appreciated. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Empty Set. Good evening. What were you playing tonight? Do you know Disco Elysium? It's, I think it's a pretty good game, personally.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
You started not for broadcast? Okay, I've never heard of that game, to be honest. What's it about?
A monstrous shadow high above the fire traps of the domain. The 881 motorway running over this district of Jamrock. Concrete pillars rise up from the midst of the dilapidated wooden houses. On the horizon, barely visible, the hazy machinery of the harbor.
Of Disco Elysium, never played it. It's a role-playing game, but it's not really, it doesn't really have combat. You are kind of a detective. You suffer from a bit of memory loss and you're trying to piece together, well, you're trying to solve a murder and also like sort of figure out who you actually are. It's a pretty cool game, I think.
Life in the domain is even worse off.
You have a lot of voices in your head.
The cold air is stiff from the fumes of the motor carriages and lorries roaring overhead.
Broadcast station in the video where a selection system. Ah, I see. Sounds interesting.
Below, broken down, battered people mill on the dusty streets with no purpose. Yet amongst them, there is no sight of this man. Nowhere.
No bars been front of them somewhere.
Yeah? What makes you say that? They know me. That's bullshit.
Should I have picked another?
What's it to you? Am I a suspect?
Every
yes,
once
you
in
are.
a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the...
We're all workers, right?
A monstrous shadow high above, life in the below. Broken down, battered people mill on the dusty streets with no purpose. Yet amongst them, there is no sight.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Are you
We're done
lying?
here. I have a strike to break. Right to work! Right to work!
Wasn't
Certain
done
things
asking
are busy
questions.
enough. You're going to waste less of my time?
We'll
The
see.
hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
How
What's
are
it to
you
you?
from? Let's
Am I a
go.
suspect?
Every once in a while,
We're all workers, right?
a monstrous shadow, life in the below. Broken down, battered people mill on...
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. What's
Okay,
it to
that
you?
didn't work.
Big mess.
Every once in a while,
We're all workers.
a monstrous shadow high above the fire traps of the domain. The 8...
So anyway, cop, that's where I'm from. It would be stupid to doubt that. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long...
Okay, that's not tapping. Guess we aren't really figuring this out just yet. Maybe we're missing something.
The tear machine stands in the... Your bottles clunk into the...
Well, I got a little bit of money.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back.
What is what? It's a raincoat. If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
Do I need a raincoat? Plus 1 endurance. I mean, it could help if I have this endurance skill check at some point.
Here you go.
So, I mean, obviously I'm wearing my police jacket currently. Also, should I wear a bum hat? It gives me reaction speed but less rhetoric. How much rhetoric do I need and how much reaction speed do I need? All good questions. Mostly I think I need to cross the river and I don't think we can do that yet. What I can do potentially is sell some of the stuff that I've acquired. Oh wait, do you think the pawn shop has a better crowbar? Because I could really use a better crowbar. Oh, what do we have here?
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb.
Oh yeah?
The print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words, Hjelmdal burning. The antlers on the hood of the man's cloak and his piercing blue eyes are familiar. Smells like worn cotton and a little old sweat there. Worn cotton with a side of flea market or trash bin.
It's not very
Sniffing
helpful.
is okay, but please don't try anything on. Can't have you leaving your photon emissions in the fabric of things you're not going to buy.
You're not imagining it. Photon emissions? What is he talking about?
It's the man from Hjelmdal.
Walking away from his burning village, yes.
Totally not Conan the Barbarian. You remind me, who is that?
Hjelmdal is the hero of a series of popular books based on a fictional version of Kotla, mostly what is nowadays Arda NFD. In fact, most people don't think that man from Hjelmdal ever really existed, but they are wrong.
Hjelmdal isn't a real place.
Neither is the man a real man, of course. But both the man and Hjelmdal are an ontological necessity. But hey, it's not worth getting into an argument about.
Wow, what?
I mean, even if the man from Hjelmdal didn't exist before the adventure novels, the stories have made it so that he has. It's simple, really.
That guy's pretty high.
Okay.
You sound skeptical. It's not that complicated. All that's required is a more robust understanding of cause and effect. Besides, I've been to Kotla, though not quite as far north as the Hjelmdal, and watched northern lights travel across the sky. Very unique, energetic tides there.
It's for the best, because Hjelmdal is not a real place, and thus he could not have gone there. His theory isn't exactly incoherent, but its logic does suggest some unusual neural activity. Interesting.
Yeah, I think we already figured out what drugs he's on.
Very unique energies, indeed.
2 real.
That's dirt cheap.
You should.
Basically, instrument shivers, but minus authority. Oh, let's. Maybe we don't need that.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among.
Ah, yeah, we've already seen that and that.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive. Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night. Some kind of powerful electric vortex hitting the shop, and then moving on.
You didn't realize that the car was driving over your roof?
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I didn't really know what to make of it, but I know it meant something. Sure, let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
I don't think I need a postcard. This postcard. This cube we still want, I think. And sell this postcard. This is, yeah, I think we can sell them. I'm not sure. Is there going to be a use for a broken rifle? I mean, I definitely need the production. Like, there is still something we can do with this. I have no idea if there is anything I can do with a rifle. Let's keep it.
Another time, perhaps.
I have enough money to pay for the night and the next night, so at least I'm not gonna be Hobocop for 2 nights. That's already a plus. Officer profile. What do you mean name unknown, rank unknown? I do know my name, don't I? But I have 3 into Superstar Cop, 8 into Sorry Cop, 4 into Boring Cop, 0 into Apocalypse Cop. I have points in Communism, Fascist, or... oh, so the game tracks sort of my answers. Interesting. 1 in Honor. Good Cop, Bad Cop, 16. I mean... Okay. Whatever that means. And we talk with this guy. Not really.
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Ah, I completed the quest. How are we doing? I need 5 more experience for the next level. Oh, there is something green here to look at.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. You see 2, maybe 3 bushes grown into a single thicket over a period of circa 50 years. It takes time for a hedge like that to form.
Minus 12, it's not time, yeah?
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside. One can't see into the Union box from the yard outside. That hawthorn is too thick.
I have no idea what they mean if it's not time yet, but
Nothing. Just black tangles like the hair of an old woman. Motionless. The wind in the yard doesn't reach the hawthorn, nor does the light come in from this window.
I rolled an 11, I needed to roll a 12. Close, but not.
It's you again. What is it?
%8 chance. You may retry it. Oh, we can do that.
By friends, you mean his squad mates from Crenell.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us. And Glenn. Glenn is fucking crazy.
Who is Glenn? Oh, Glenn was the other one.
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine.
You know that the Secret Service giant one and can kill 40 bees a minute.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
You are the bees.
We're not bees. We're men. We're socialists.
Easy, E. He's trying to phase you. What are you trying to do? Scare my men?
Yes.
So are the local gangs. The fucking Barmy Army and the Madre scum. You've been out there. Seen any around?
Yeah. Where are they now, huh? Sent back to Madre in an airtight cargo crate.
These people are trained military professionals. Special forces, as you said. They're not a gang or a Barmy army.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about them than you think.
I don't know.
We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home. I guess we're gonna see, aren't we?
That was an unsure phrasing.
See, want, then they don't.
Like you've been up against ceramic armor. You haven't even seen the whole suit, right? I've seen the whole fucking thing, and it didn't make him immortal. Big fucking surprise. They hire psycho scum, arm them to the teeth, and let them loose in the city. What do you think is gonna happen? What do you mean, okay?
Okay, they're going to wipe you the fuck out.
No, they won't. Get out of here with your negative energy.
He really doesn't like you ruffling their feathers like that, on what might be the eve of battle.
All he means is that the situation is serious.
That too.
No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Can't go to war with an attitude like that.
Okay, can I... Do I have anything to approve authority in my clothes? I think I had something that reduces my authority, so we probably shouldn't. Yeah, we don't do drugs. Minus authority, yeah, that's not what we want. Minus authority. Why does everything remove... So bonuses from items. We don't have anything that removes authority, right? With... Yeah, well, minus charm and minus... Okay. You lost your memory, I could be the killer. No, I arrived, well, I mean, that's what they claim, I arrived after this, right? So, that guy was hanging in a tree dead for a week before they called the police, and then I arrived. And then I went on a drunken bender. Oh, it looks like Sabrina is vomiting up a hairball. Give me a moment. Okay,
It's you again. What is it?
maybe try to establish some authority.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
Give my media come. It's not going to end well.
Stop shitting your pants. You don't need to know, all right? We took care of it. The law handled it, all right?
Yeah. Aren't you listening? It's done. Finito.
You're not the law, I'm the law.
Stop shouting! Stop breaking things in my establishment! Stop provoking those oafs! They're not going to give you anything, can't you see? I can't have a police interrogation in here. People are trying to eat. Of course it concerns me if you make this kind of...
Easy, babes. What is this? I can't have a slap fight in my bar. It's embarrassing.
We are deep in Far's territory. We need to cool off and re-engage later.
Everyone can see you picked some wrong options. Next time you have to come up with better things to say.
Next time, so I need 3 more points and then I can go into authority again. So, I don't think this guy had anything more to say.
Looking for something?
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you? Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you.
Is he actually comparing you, an officer of the law, to some neighborhood vigilantes?
I think he is.
Come on. He's just trying to keep the peace.
Okay,
the
let it
man
go.
whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze ruffles his hair.
I don't think that was very helpful.
Your race descent has temporarily halted, but you will fall again. I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. In addition, these so-called hardy boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading.
You pick up on something artificial in his tone, like he's putting on an act. This is unlike him. He is usually more himself.
Fine. They have recently fallen under the influence of a possibly sexually perverted female vagrant and a narcotics peddler. It's shameful.
Yeah, the Aetam.
Find out for yourself. Endomorphic blob.
Interesting.
So I could talk with Edward again. Let's see if he has anything more to say. Oh, I know, Everett. Everett? Was that his name?
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Persuade the door to open, sure.
And, as it's always been, it's impossible to open a container with rhetoric. Maybe you're losing your mind.
No, it gives me a skill check. One day I will talk this door to open. One day I'll get a godly roll. You just watch me. You just watch me.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like... No trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. It's like... Oh, yes. Born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No, sir. Those are just nasty rumors.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Searching. Wait. I currently have this, and this means all red checks fail. So,
Sure, mister. About what? Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Evrard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Evrard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so. Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Evrard telling them to take some time off. No, I don't think they killed anyone. Let's better talk about something else. Titus and his boys do good work. I don't want to get them in trouble over a little drinking.
He probably doesn't know anything anyway. Who in their right mind would tell him?
Yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Where's Miss Beaufort?
Who is this Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre
is she
candy
the
bars my
Aetam?
missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Stay on this Miss Beaufort topic.
Oh, Lizzie. She is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly.
Oh wait, no, is she the lawyer? No, that was... No wait, that lawyer was called Elizabeth or
He
something,
respects
right?
that word. That's obvious.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood. Knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure. If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so. And she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years she has.
This has gotten slightly off topic, eh?
Law school? Could she be talking about the union fixer, aka the gardener?
Looks like it.
I'm not sure what a fixer is, but she is a real nice girl. Smart as a whip too.
Telling the gardener you know her name might throw her off. Perhaps something to consider later.
I guess I was a little bit late to the conversation because we already figured out that she's a lawyer. Okay, let's see if we can... Anything new
Mr.
here?
Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair. Most certainly, Harry. Nothing brightens my day like brainstorming these things with you. But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
Nice.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
Needless to say, this is another move. Don't take it.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else? By all means, Harry. What's on your mind? Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage. Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And working with him might be the only way to do it.
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding, of course.
Of course.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
Should I tell him about the local drug trade investigation?
You've got a lot of spirit clearing up the drug problem alongside this murder. I'll talk to the mayor and see if I can get you the key to the city, Harry. Now, let's talk real business.
Actually, Rivershell doesn't have a mayor. He refuses to discuss it further. It's probably just a small nuisance to him.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Really?
We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I helped you get the body down. And I'm helping you find your gun. I'm not a jealous guy. If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
It's an interesting position to have.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go. He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left.
Okay.
Empty all your barrels on me, Harry.
Let's leave that for now. I still need him to give me back my gun.
Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization.
Sure it is.
I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everett doesn't mind.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
Okay. So I could put an... Oh, he told the Hardy Boys to cooperate. So I could put another one in authority. I have the point. We might need that for the check. Let's get back and see if anything has changed or if the Hardy Boys are now willing to cooperate. Was potentially a fruitful conversation. I still can't talk like this. I had pretty good chance with the red check, but I'm only at 34% with my thoughts, and I have to finish that before I can do red checks again. I think you could cancel it, but you probably have to start at the beginning again afterwards, right? So that would have been a waste of time.
It's you again. What is it? Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now
Yes.
she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
Yes.
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You're gonna go and tell on us?
Yeah, I heard him. The fuck do you think I'm doing here? You'd have your ass handed to you if it wasn't for the boss man's word. Let me state this very clearly, Capo. Hello, officer. I'm Titus Hardy, and these are my boys. Hardy boys. How may we assist you?
Explosive laughter follows. To his men, Titus Hardy is a golden god. They want to laugh at his jokes even before they leave his lips. This guy is a born leader. But having Everard back you up like that did seem to have some effect.
Okay, 58%.
This time it's going to work. You already ruled out the first bad option that didn't.
That's all I
Did you
got.
already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent and has great results. You're probably right. The others are only there for filler, to make the gun thing pop.
Why?
This is not what he thinks it is. This is a great idea. I'm afraid it's not what you think it is either. Yes, you. Stop talking out loud. You sound like you're unraveling.
What in the name of fuck are you doing?
I don't want to give you my gun.
The fuck is happening, Titus? What are they whispering about?
Easy, Shanks. I want to see where this is going.
Just became a merely flash.
There is no back.
Detective, we don't have to demonstrate anything. Let's just get back to the questions.
Silence. He tilts his head to the side, inspecting you. A brief moment passes. Then...
Be careful, it's loaded.
Good. Now put it in your mouth.
That's not a good idea.
I want to point it at them. Quit your whining. Everyone knows how to do that. You're a special man. You're going to point it at yourself. Go ahead. Show them.
What are you doing?
Genuine panic flies across the lieutenant's face.
Fellas, you getting any of this?
I'm not fucking this case up. With the gun back. No, this is...
Thank you. Nothing to worry about here, people. My partner likes to play these jokes. He's what you call dark.
Dark? What the fuck was that, you carnies? We haven't seen RCM in 4 years, and this shows up?
I knew he wasn't gonna do it, though. I knew he'd pussy out.
No. I still have my money on him. Sooner or later, he has that look.
Do not think your failed suicide attempt will win you any pity from these men. Do not expect them to forget it soon either.
Again, it was a dark joke. Maybe we should go for a little walk, Joker, before we continue. Jogging around seems to have a positive effect on you.
I have a feeling.
What in the name of hell was that supposed to be?
I failed a
A
check.
theatrical suicide attempt. We need to talk about it. Yes, well, I was able to recontextualize it as a dark joke. I will not be able to recontextualize it the next time. I understand you sometimes employ extreme interrogation tactics, but I want you to understand that was too extreme. We can't have RCM officers going around putting guns in their mouths. We can't afford to have that image. Few institutions can.
Why did you leave me? Sorry I put you in
No
this
need to
position.
apologize. Just keep your gun out of your mouth and we'll be alright. Let's move.
I just... Okay, what if we level up authority?
It's you again. What is it?
This time, obviously, I'll succeed, right? Come on, 72%.
As you look around
There
this
you
room
go.
full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar? You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men, sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time.
Huh? You got a problem with beer now?
Not really, no.
Not quite there yet. Push on.
I have a beer problem and a problem with beer.
You saying we don't help people? I've been doing this job for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together.
They don't know, man. They weren't here. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead, fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
Congratulations on the graffiti removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
Don't let him drink that. One more push, quick.
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms.
You wanna help her, cop? Fine. I'm gonna let you help her. But you treat her with respect.
Of course.
If you don't, if you question her, harass her, a freight train of pain, buddy.
I mean, there will be some questioning, right?
What is her name?
Glacia, I'm on due. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags, a real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde. That's I'm on due, with an O-U.
Shit. The girl. The girl upstairs? That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you forgot you were a cop.
Yeah, we can get around.
Oh, it's her! It's definitely her! It's Miss Oranje, disco dancer!
Wait, my necktie so out. I still have the thought that I lose every red check anyway.
Yeah. Blonde. Tall. 2 rooms over from yours. Sure. Why not? You've probably seen her around.
You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting and sweat starts forming on your brow as Titus looks at you oddly.
I don't understand what's so cool here.
I should probably heal some more.
Nothing. We just have a few more questions. Then we'll be on our way.
Calm. Normal. Try to forget this little hiccup.
He did it before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again. So what does it matter?
It would help if we establish a timeline.
Sure.
All right. 2 weeks, maybe? I don't know. I need another beer.
Here you go, boss.
Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's their relationship.
Was like that karaoke incident all over again. Or like some of the other girls he was harassing.
Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation.
I know her.
How well do you know her?
Is she like the Aetam?
A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth. He has a hunch about what knowing means.
Well enough, Copper. We party. She's been here for a few months.
He tries to make it sound real casual, but the muscles on his neck tighten.
You mean Revachol? Nah. Our Miss Aranye disco dancer is an immigrant, or a drifter of some sort, been staying over here over the winter.
Don't you give her any more trouble. She's just had some bad luck, that's all. Shut up, Angie. She doesn't need your help.
Titus gives them both a look. They fall silent. What's with all the silences? It's like these guys don't know how to feel about this. You should keep picking at it.
What do you think I meant? Yeah, tons of it. All the songs. No, we just fucked. That's all. I'm not gonna give you any details if that's what you're after. So put your dick away.
He really went out of his way to seem comfortable with this topic. That's all you're gonna get for now.
Okay.
He's doing a good job here. A commendable performance of I don't give a shit.
Remember what I said. Freight train of pain.
Sure, sure.
Officer, what was that? Yes. The victim? Is there something I should know before we talk to her?
Whatever you do, don't say the first thing.
Understood. You were not in good shape on Monday. Okay, that's manageable. This is unprofessional. Not sharing information with me is unprofessional.
His opinion of you has lowered considerably.
Okay. What haven't I shared with you?
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time? I suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries and focusing on why you are actually here. Titus, Hardy.
Even though she has excellent control over herself, something moved behind her eyes. In the way she stands. In her face. You caught her off guard. Push her some more.
You are not here to chat up the legal counsel. You are here to question these men.
Maybe I'm here for both.
You set the pace and the topic of these conversations here. Establish that. A man like Easy Leo could have said anything. Do not be restrained, sire.
I am a legal counsel. Don't make this personal.
A very minor victory.
I am not.
You could be Liz. You could be anything. You could even be a model.
Even a mod? Glenn, I went to law school. I am an attorney.
Okay. So that should be her here, right?
The door is closed.
Who is it?
Tired. Controlled.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open. I'm drying my hair.
Ah, you know.
Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere. You could snoop around before going up.
Going up. Is her apartment 2 floor? Oh, right. I saw her on the balcony, right? So how is this fault progressing? Because, damn it, it still has about 2 hours remaining. Because I can't do red checks until that is over.
This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked, one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there. Pharmaceuticals line the shelves. Sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners.
Anything of note?
Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoperidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads, Nacra. Nacra? This is used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around.
Interesting. That's used for diamorphine overdoses.
Okay.
Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gotwaldian, marked red blister packs you find. What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how.
Do I have the know-how?
A bright orange bottle with Preptide stamped on it. In sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that little plastic container.
Preptide, a euphemism for pharmaceutical amphetamine. Prescription speed.
The fuck are you waiting for? Let's get super fucking preppy. It's speed, man. Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological disorders. But what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed.
Nope, I don't need that. Eh?
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air.
It's a red check. I can't currently hatch anything. It's a shame. This fort still needs so much time. Should I have just tried to do something useless until... what would I have done until... Let's see.
Welcome to the roof.
Her hair is still slick from the shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Proceed politely.
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
Disco Inferno.
They also say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the infernum.
I mean, that wouldn't be the first thing I've shown you.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I see you've already met my colleague.
Have I ever? Have you grown accustomed to your role as a police officer?
Once a cop, always
like
a cop.
riding a cop-a-cycle.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult.
Clausier Amandu.
Same name that Titus gave you. It sounds Oranese, as does her accent. Her birthmarks also signal Oranje. You don't know why, but Oranese girls tend to come speckled with them.
Right, sir. Vredefort, Republic of Oranje. I guess you could say I am an Oranese expatriate. I'm 28. Something stupid.
And what do you stand?
Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university.
What's it
Fear
about?
of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are... Only the name of the nation changes.
If that's true, then Revacholian Lit would fit you like a glove.
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
How to make money, then money's very important.
It's not very cool,
that's,
but what can you do? I'm afraid you can't, officer.
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Oh, I see.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river. If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clausier Mondu. It's a weird name.
I suppose.
She seems to be telling the truth, sire.
Okie dokie.
If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her expression or her movements.
A bad memory, officer.
The Republic of Oranje is a democratic nation on the Muindi Isola, north of here, over the sea and across the Pale. It is one of the 6 major Occidental nations to hold stake in the continued occupation of Revachol, the coalition. People consider it a reasonable superpower.
Reasonable?
They will make you into a fiscal colony, divert your natural resources, hold patents and shares, but they won't threaten to wipe you out anytime, like Revachol did in its prime.
I see.
Of lilacs and lightning, parks, glass, duraluminum. Fredefort is a conference city. It's always autumn there. And night. At least it was for me.
What's so bad about that?
Nothing. If you're no longer there.
I see.
The record. So official. Something difficult? I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean? By sexually assaulted, you mean raped?
Yes.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
Wait, it's almost evening. Actually, it's evening, miss.
Is it? It is evening. Time flies, man. Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him.
By him, she must mean the victim.
I see.
Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, you know, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
By they, she means the Hardy Boys.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier. Pretty much.
Interesting.
Warning them.
We partied.
Kind of partying the piano.
A lot of partying going on.
From Titus. About her and Titus's relationship. That's where you heard it.
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that.
Harder than this? Didn't know it was physically possible.
Oh, it is. You're still alive.
Fair point.
What did you do when you partied?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex. I guess you can say that, yes, a bit. Lovers is such an emotional word. But there was something there. We did enough drugs for there to be.
Okay. Don't think that's how love works.
How did you two meet?
Downstairs, at the bar. He was on some sort of assignment, a military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
Should we point this out?
Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant. He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
Jackpot.
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Revachol, miss.
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
Okay.
With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into the cold wire.
So that's why the phone is out of order. She tampered with the whirling landline.
Did I? Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing.
Well, we solved another mystery.
Jigsaw falling into place. This is satisfying. Good catch. I appreciate the symmetry.
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the Union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Probably a smart idea.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there.
What can you tell us about him?
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his... I don't know... hair.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
Sure.
She meant she sees him in her dreams.
What's in your dream? I'm not sure if I should add them. Maybe.
You have? Not like I do, I imagine.
She fishes a cigarette out of her pack and lights it, then looks at you with her lungs full of smoke.
I can see the similarity, yes.
Funny.
Funny how?
Nothing. I also saw him. We had a long inspection and that sort of thing sticks with you. Let's move on.
Ah, okay. I was thinking he was making fun of me.
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
Sort of.
And his role in this strike was... what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
Yeah, that seems a bit much.
She nods.
They're frequent guests downstairs. They have a booth for Union members. They're probably down there now.
They are.
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter. A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I see.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have.
Which one?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
She's done a lot of partying.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
Maybe.
As he says so, you feel the young woman looking at you and get a feeling you can't quite put your finger on. A suspicion?
Is that so?
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
Yeah, it's pretty deluxe. I'm wintering.
Okay.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
The bills downstairs concur.
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol? Because it's the funkiest building in Martinez. And because all the other buildings are bombed to hell. Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachon, but you should still reprimand her.
With money, sir. It's not exactly the NT-star size caboodle I intend for it to be one day, but it's getting there.
Okay.
The Anti-Star is, or was, a Vespertine rock and roll star who liked to do drugs. He did so many drugs, he eventually mutated into a corpse.
Comes in handy when you've done too many opioids.
Is that something that happens to you often, miss?
Better safe than sorry.
Okay.
Oh, yes. One of my favorites. It cures many ailments. Like not being able to stay up for 36 hours. Not being happy. It cures those ailments. It's just a mirrored speed molecule, basically.
Okay.
Very funky. Okay.
Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in smoke.
It's a white check you might rejoin. How bad am I going to fuck up if I mean, it says I can rejoin, right? It's a white check. I'm only failing red ones currently.
She looks back.
Well,
Time moves slowly. The triangles of her face rearranging into a weary smile. Don't worry. We will protect you from her beauty. We will consult you through the reefs and sounds of her persona. We will see through deceits. You are shielded. You are wise.
I have a lot of voices in my head, don't I?
You are advised. There are muscles on long white bones that line her limbs, just below the silver jumpsuit. The strange moment ends. It was brief, no longer than 2.2 seconds.
Okay, I need more volition.
Why not? I'll be here until 11 p.m., drinking coffee, most likely.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint.
Where's it
From a
coming
distant
from?
sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit.
Am I a
What are you,
superstar
deaf?
law officer?
They're perfect, like rock star politician and drug addict teacher. Embrace the superstardom you've worked so hard to establish.
Maybe I'm a
Yeah,
superstar.
you have. You're a big dick cop, Dick Mullen, Salem Rocky Baye, badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera, lights. With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
So I'm now a... We still have an hour of that remaining. I have some kind of superstar. -2 logic still seems unlikely. Okay, we still need to question her later. What does Kim have
Looks
to
like
say
we
here?
have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window. Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan. What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it. If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
Something's
You
off
think so?
here.
She seemed forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things. The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back here soon enough.
Probably.